the world that Cristiano Ronaldo ends up at Chelsea next season? Because for me, it looks highly unlikely. That how could United sell him to another English club? But are they maybe thinking it's a problem they don't need? Do you think there's any possibility he ends up at Chelsea?
I think with Ronaldo, it's such a difficult situation. And I would preface, first of all, by saying that we know he's been through a difficult few months for family reasons. Yeah. So when he misses training for 2 straight days for family reasons, we have to be responsible as journalists in relaying that Manchester United have accepted that. And then everyone will connect it to his future because of what's transpired. But it is important to stress that family reasons have been a factor for Ronaldo since, unfortunately, the death of a newborn. And everybody rallied around, as they should, rightly, in the football community to show him support. So it's turned into a conversation about his future because it's been apparent that Mendes met Bowley, Mendes offered Ronaldo to Bayern. So we do know he wants out, but let's just be responsible when we hear that family reasons are at play, to be respectful of the fact that, who knows, we might learn more. It's likely that Ronaldo is considering his future and wants it resolved quickly. But by the same token, he's given a reason of family situation. And to an extent, we need to respect that as journalists as well. And Manchester United the same. But with Ronaldo's future separate to that, it is highly likely, if Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United and finds a club, that Manchester United cannot do anything. So their formal position is that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. And they'll maintain that that is their position until Ronaldo finds a club. If Ronaldo finds a club, it's that classic case of player power versus club power. And I don't think that Manchester United and Ten Hag will keep Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United Football Club for another season if Ronaldo has a concrete offer. Then it gets interesting, because if that was Chelsea, are Manchester United going to sell to a Premier League club? On Chelsea specifically, there's never been an indication that Thomas Tuchel wants Ronaldo or that Ronaldo would fit into his system. And I think Thierry Henry summed it up really well when he said Ronaldo is your poison and your medicine. He's your medicine because he's going to get you 20 plus goals, but he's your poison because you have to build a team around him. And Ronaldo is not going to go to Chelsea and be a bit part player. So if Chelsea, and we know these were the targets, even if they don't get them, if Chelsea get Sterling and Rafinha and then Ronaldo comes in as well, then either you build the team around Ronaldo, or Ronaldo is just one of a number of top players at Chelsea. And that's not of appeal to Tuchel. It's not of appeal to Ronaldo. So it's not a fit at Chelsea. So it all depends on whether Tuchel can be persuaded by Bowley in particular and the majority owner, Clearlake Capital, an investment firm in Santa Monica, that Ronaldo is worth it for the brand. And those conversations haven't happened in depth yet. And that's telling, because Todd Bowley met Mendes about 2 weeks ago now, and still Tuchel and Bowley have not had a meaningful conversation about Ronaldo. So if Bowley gets his way, I don't see Ronaldo joining Chelsea. And I think that if Bowley somehow persuades Ronaldo an offer is to be made, then that is against what I'm being told, which is that Tuchel will have control over all players. Now, of course, if Ronaldo ends up at Chelsea, we're going to hear a PR narrative that says Tuchel always wanted him. He's great for everything. But at the moment, if Ronaldo comes to Chelsea, it will be because the ownership group are flexing, not, as I understand it, because the manager can make a football argument for Ronaldo to come to the club. You can make lots of non-football arguments, but there's not many football arguments that warrant a 37-year-old joining a football club when your 2 current targets in an attacking sense are Raheem Sterling and Rafinha. And Ronaldo comes with a lot of pros, but also baggage in a dressing room as well. So I would say it is highly unlikely, but at the moment, even though there's no indication that Tuchel wants Ronaldo, Bowley and Tuchel still need to have much more in-depth conversations before any final decision is made. But Chelsea haven't put down an offer. Chelsea haven't advanced it at this point. Then other suitors, Napoli are 100% interested. And by the way, Manchester United would do the best bit of business ever if somehow, I think it's impossible, but they could get Victor Osimhen to go the other way, who's valued at around 80 to 85 million. But Manchester United will win if that's their scenario. And Napoli are interested, and they've got Champions League football. It remains to be seen whether they can get a deal done. Real Madrid link always going to be made. I don't see it. Barcelona are creeping into the conversation as well. PSG are not interested, and Bayern are waiting and seeing. Their interest is real, even though they are kind of denying it at the moment, a very normal tactic. But they're waiting and seeing as/when Lewandowski becomes Barca bound, and then they might enter the race. But the challenge with Ronaldo is just that 37. Build a team around him. You have amazing return when he scores, but if he doesn't, he's becoming more and more, and I don't mean this derogatory, but a passenger in the game. And these teams that want to defend from the attack, to have their attackers track back into midfield, their midfielders track back into defense, high energy, high pressure, they don't suit Ronaldo. And that's why I think that Thomas Tuchel will hold his gun here, because it's an early test really for Tuchel. He'll probably be quite glad of the link, because it's an opportunity for him to almost say, okay, let's test out under these American owners whether my say has veto, or whether actually, even though you're telling me I've got control over transfers, you're trying to persuade me that a player that I don't really want should be factored in. So it's one to watch, but nothing is advanced at the moment between Chelsea and Ronaldo. And there are naturally other suitors also with Champions League football that Mendes has also offered him too. With Sterling, I think it's as good as a done deal and will be completed by the end of this week. The clubs should have terms agreed today or tomorrow. The delay on it going from a full agreement to just advanced is the fact that in conversations with Manchester City, Chelsea have also been looking at Nathan Ake as well. They're effectively two separate deals being negotiated at the same time. But I think Chelsea have, over the last 2 weeks, wanted clarity on both, and maybe that slowed things down a little bit. But Sterling will be about 45 million, similar price to Gabriel Jesus with add-ons on top. He's already sold his house. Personal terms shouldn't be a problem. And I expect Chelsea to have no panic, complications, hurdles, late twists on Sterling. I believe, based on my understanding, and the last time I checked in on this was yesterday, that this deal will be fully wrapped up this week, and Raheem Sterling will be a Chelsea player next season.
Wow.